Okay.
All right.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey.
Sorry you didn't get as much sleep as you wanted to.
Oh, that's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I don't need a whole lot of sleep anymore anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm aspiring to.
It's sort of weird. I could sleep 10 hours a night if I let myself, and there's no way that's happening anymore.
Oh, I know you're busy, huh?
Well, not only that, but it's just my body seems to have just kind of adjusted,
Huh.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got on I'm starting a keto diet, so hopefully that'll give me a little bit more energy.
Oh, you're gonna feel rough at first. Yeah, that keto flu is no joke.
Ooh, maybe I can ease into it.
Yeah, I hope so. Some people never get it. So, but yeah, it's a really, really good diet.
Yeah, maybe I can ease into the carnivore a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. They're both really good diets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard they were. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about, or
No, not really. Just whatever pops up.
do you want to tell me a little bit about your apparent path? What's what it's been like?
Yeah. I didn't realize it, but this started about 11 years ago.
Wow.
I had a former district manager at a job that I once had who was absolutely abusive. I mean, she was just ornery as hell.
Mm,
And she would come into work. It even still makes me a little bit nervous just talking about it because she was just frightening. Anyway, I got to looking up videos on YouTube about how to deal with difficult people in the workplace.
mm,
And for some reason, some spirituality stuff popped up.
wow.
And I decided to watch it. I clicked on it for some reason. And that's what kind of got me into the meditating.
Hmm.
And I kind of learned about awakening back then, but I didn't give it a whole lot of thought. It was kind of always in the back of my mind. And I kind of let everything go for a few years. Just, I don't know why. It just happened that way.
Hmm.
Um, Fast forward to August 3rd, 2022, when my son was killed.
Yeah.
He was killed in a very violent, very unnecessary, very, um, very unexpected way.
Yeah.
And that just, I guess it opened me up and it, it, it did something to me.
Hmm.
It changed my body. It changed a lot about just the way I am fundamentally. And a few months after he died, I had my first big glimpse, big glimpse. And it just completely showed me oneness. I saw oneness.
Mm.
And that was the coolest thing. It was so cool.
Yeah, suffering will it'll do it to you, won't it?
Yes, it will. It cracked me just wide open, I say.
Yeah.
That's how I always put it.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine losing a child.
Yeah, it was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with.
Yeah. Wow.
But I made it through and I'm still going.
Yeah. Yeah, you're stronger for it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing I can't get through.
Yeah. Wow. So 11 years, gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was suffering for me too. It was just anxiety and depression and believing that I was mentally ill and um, looking around at everybody and wondering why they seem happy, and why I can't seem to, be that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I was exactly the same way. I dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression just from the time I can remember, even being a child. Do you remember being like that when you were a kid?
Yeah, I mean, it got bad when I was about 10. It became obvious that, okay, I'm not like the other kids in a way because they
Mm-hmm.
seem to just be kids, and I'm so self-conscious that I can't even relax, sitting here in the classroom. Um, I was just conscious that it was like being conscious of being separate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't have words for it back then, but I was just worried, so worried about what other people thought of me, and uh, we grew up poor, so I thought that I was just less than, everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and that just seemed to just get worse and worse over time.
Yeah, I had the same exact thing. Same thing.
Yeah,
I always felt like I was just a misfit, and I think everybody sort of looked at me as like the weird kid. I was really quiet when I was growing up, and it was so painful. It was just painful, like my whole childhood. I
yeah,
grew up poor too, so I know what that's
yeah,
like. Mhm.
yeah. And then adolescence, doesn't help.
No, absolutely not. That made it rougher for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of just fell apart after high school. I took a break in between going to college to like smoke weed
Mhm.
and just like be like, I need this. Uh, and I never could function, like other people could. I went to
Mhm.
college and I dropped out because I was having bad tics, like I was shaking my head, and um, it was like I was trying to get the thoughts to stop,
Mhm.
physically.
Yep.
And I was like, I can't do this. And I ended up being a hermit, and I would use men to take care of me. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's how I survived.
Yep. Yep.
And a lot of shame with that, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, and really, I wouldn't change any of it because it brought me to today.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess, everything that has happened has supposed to have happened,
Yeah,
and it had to happen that way, and that's just the way it is.
that is the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't change any of it. And you know, it,
Me.
that's how everything is. Like even this. Um it is what it is. And it's so simple. Um but it's not obvious until it is that
Mhm.
it is this. It just simply is this. It doesn't matter what you think about it. Or what you project that you may want, or it should or shouldn't be this or that way. Um, all of that, the belief in all of that is what causes the extra layer of neuroticism and
Mhm.
um the abstract thoughts. It's just like hell, when it's
Yes.
believed in.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It really is hell. It's a living hell, and I don't wish that on anybody. It's terrible,
Yeah.
but there's a way out.
Yeah. And it's weird talking about it like there's somewhere to get to, or
Right.
um
But it's such a difference. I guess it's noticing a difference because it's always been there.
yeah, uh, yeah, describing it can be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's seeing that thought isn't real. Like it's seeing thought
Mhm.
for what it is. You know what I mean? and seeing that it's empty symbols and sounds, and seeing the automatic nature of it.
Mhm. And that they don't come from me.
Right.
They're not coming from me. I have no idea where they're coming from.
Yeah. Have you noticed that? That
Mhm.
yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing. I'll
All
just
right.
sit and watch my thoughts, just watch what comes up, and there's some crazy shit that comes up
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. It's like a traumatic tape recorder just or a record player just going over and over.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
And just the simple assumption that that I'm thinking these thoughts is that's it. That's the hell right there.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
it's really just a misunderstanding or
Absolutely.
a misassumption.
Mhm. Yeah. It was definitely that way for me.
Yeah. Society treats us like we're free agents.
Yeah.
Ever since we're little, we're told you need to do this, you need to do that, and which
Should,
there's nothing
should,
wrong
should.
with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but we assume like, oh, I'm responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We
should be
think we
doing
have
something.
control. Right.
And
Yeah.
it's
Well, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, it's all innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt so guilty like all my life for nothing, like for nothing.
Yeah,
There was no reason for it.
yeah. Shame.
Mhm.
Shame was the worst for me, and being treated a certain way, like in the Christian culture, like purity culture,
Yes.
like girls are treated a little bit different, because
Yes, yes, we are.
we have to be like, Mother Mary
Perfect.
and not tempt men and things like that.
Yeah, like the responsibility is all on us. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't take any action on their behalf.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
it can cause a lot of shame, and those shame thoughts, they still come up here, stuff like that
Mhm.
still comes up, but they're empty now. There's a difference. There's not like this heavy meaning on it all.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, that's the best thing about it because you can just kind of watch them go by.
yeah,
A boat
and
floating down a river or clouds going in the sky. It's just
it's literally no different. It's
mhm.
natural phenomenon, just like a flower blooming, you know,
Yeah.
watching the seasons pass.
Yeah. That's kind of how I describe emotions, like say there's something that makes me feel sad. It's just kind of like a weather front. It comes in, it's felt, it's gone.
Hmm. It does feel like that. It's just
Pretty cool.
so spontaneous and
Yeah.
effortless, and just like when you're watching an animal, you know, and their behaviors and how spontaneous, they'll react to danger and then it'll be over in the next minute.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's amazing. I watch my dog. I have pigs too. I have potbelly pigs,
Oh
and I
yeah.
just watch them, and it's just natural. It's movement.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of, really. Even when shame comes up, there's nothing to be ashamed of about shame.
Right.
Um, yeah, it is a lot like weather. I like that description.
Yeah, it's almost like a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, like the thunderstorm that I had a couple months back that it was rough, but
Mm. Yeah.
that was one of those where I was mean.
Hmm.
I do
Yeah.
fall back into that sometimes. It
Yeah.
comes back.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the whole I like talking about the process because it is apparent, just like we're apparently living and getting older and all
Hmm.
that. It is tricky though, talking about the process sometimes because it can become a distraction in the way
Hmm.
that it makes it difficult not to see the wholeness of it all. You know, you can
Hmm.
sort of get bogged down there uh, in the process, waiting for something to happen, next.
Yes. Yeah.
And there never is a next, really. It's just that thought falls away, the one that says, I'm waiting for something, like,
Hmm.
when's it gonna happen?
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, I talk about the process, but I try to do it in a way that isn't confusing, but the, when you talk
That's
about the stuff, there's no way you're not going to be confusing because
yes. Yeah.
it's so
There's
contradictory. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to talk about in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
My
so.
husband will ask a question once in a while, and I really have to let this come to me before I even spit anything out. I have to sit there for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. If life lives and people apparently are, and they have their own lives and their own little worlds, and some of these questions never occur to most people, like, what is this? Or why am I here? Existential stuff. And life is living through them perfectly and expressing through
Mhm.
them. And um who knows why it occurs to some people and not most, but
Yeah.
they're not going to understand it. They don't resonate with it, and they think we're completely insane.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Like, I don't talk to anybody about this except for my husband. I live in a rural area,
Mhm.
and there's really, you know, no one to talk to about it. And so that's one of the reasons I'm glad I found you, because we can talk about this stuff,
Yeah.
and you won't think I've lost my mind.
No. Yeah, I'm the same. Rural area, Christian community,
Hmm.
just completely isolated. I mean, not really, but you feel like it. You kind of tell yourself that story, like, I'm so alone, nobody understands me. And
Yeah.
um, but and I remember a time when I was seeking where I wanted so bad to talk about it to somebody, and I ended up talking about it to some people that I really shouldn't have been talking about it with, because
Hmm.
they did not react well.
Oh.
They just were like, thought I was
Hmm.
insane. And I had a little bit of like, I want to bring you with me on this journey. Like, let's wake up together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Zen stink kind of thing,
Yeah.
part of that. But thank God that passed.
Hmm. Yeah, I was kind of like that with my husband for a while. I was hammering him with it hard daily, and
Oh,
I finally figured out, that's just no,
yeah. Oh, that's so
not
sweet.
what you do.
That's sweet. He put up with you doing
Yes,
that.
he's put up with a whole lot out of me
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah. My husband too. He asks about it sometimes. Recently, once I started making content, and I tried to explain it to him, and he was like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I know it doesn't make any sense. I was like, it's okay, just it's not for everybody. But I
Hmm.
appreciate that he doesn't think he loves me anyway. Let's just say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. Same with my husband. Yeah. He knows that this is a thing, and I'm very, very passionate about this. And he just lets me do my thing, you know?
Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, yeah. for sure.
Do you have any teachers you like to listen to?
Yeah, I like to listen to Angelo.
Oh yeah, Angelo. Mhm.
Yeah. I've listened to a guy named Mitch Sanker. He's pretty cool.
Oh, I never heard of
Um,
him.
oh yeah, he's really nice. Um, let's see. In the very beginning, when I started out with all this, I was listening to a lot of Leo Gura.
Oh, yeah, Leo. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too.
He's
Yeah.
not for everybody, but he resonates with me. Like I need that kind of gritty push
Mm-hmm. You
sometimes.
still
And
listen to Leo?
yeah, yeah. Once in a while I'll listen to him. He's very entertaining, I think.
Oh, good. Yes, yes, he is.
But he's very smart.
Oh, he is so smart.
Yeah.
He definitely puts his own flavor on it.
He does. He does. And like I said, it's not for everybody, but that kind of he's sort of hard-nosed about his delivery, and I needed that.
Yeah, he said something one day and it really messed me up in the head because I never had a career per se. I had jobs here and there, and he talks about the whole thing, like getting your career in order and
Mhm.
all that. And he implied one day that you have to get your career and all of this in order before you can ever even think about so-called enlightenment. And I was like, well, I'm screwed then, guy. I'm in here cleaning a house, listening
Yeah.
to you on my headphones. And I was like, dear God, don't let that be true.
Oh
Uh,
man, he would probably come around and say, now he'd say, that's not true. I've heard him fuss about some of his old videos, how some of the stuff's pretty cringeworthy.
yeah, that
Oh,
happens. I think that happens to all of us.
oh yeah.
Even a couple months ago, I said stuff that I wouldn't say now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. It's a constant motion, I think.
Flow, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you're not who you were yesterday, and
exactly. There's that change.
yeah, I'm so grateful for it.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think we're just like super, super bored cosmic beings, and we
Hmm.
constant change, or one cosmic being.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Have
man.
you ever resonated with Jim Newman or
Yeah,
Tony
I've
Parsons?
watched I've watched a lot of Jim Newman and a little bit of Tony Parsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Their message.
It's kind of it resonates. It's a little dry,
Hmm.
but it definitely resonates.
Yeah.
There's another new one that I've noticed here lately, and I really like her. Is A Love Story for No One.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's something else.
Yeah,
I love her like retro hippie kind of style.
I know. Yeah,
And she
got a
she
cool
just
vibe.
spouts off. She's got her own sort of style as we all do, but
Yeah,
she's just so excited and
she is. I love it. Yeah.
yeah, she sort of focuses on the wonder of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Mm.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Just oh,
she's
go
gonna get
ahead.
really popular really fast. I think she
I think
already
so
is.
too. Yeah, I think so. Her delivery's great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, she reminds me of Janis Joplin or something.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah. Well, what about now? Like, do you feel like you're seeking, or I mean, like, uh, is it like desperation, or like what's it like for you?
Oh no, no, everything is flow.
Oh, good.
Everything is great. And I'm so thankful because life right now with my family situation, it could be so different. than what it is.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's all okay. It's great no matter what.
Oh,
And I've never felt that way before. I've just never felt that way before.
yeah, it's like a miracle, isn't it?
It is like whatever happens, whatever,
Is what it, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I told my mama, whoever knew that it is what it is like the most profound thing you've ever heard.
Yes.
How ironic.
Very, very ironic.
Yeah, it felt like there was a fear barrier, like how Angelo talks about.
Hmm.
And it's just that comfort blanket that I could probably come up with a different word. I use that a lot, but um it's like the comfort of concepts.
Hmm. Because we're used to that.
Yeah, it's invisible, obviously. It's an energetic or psychological
Hmm.
comfort. We like tell ourselves it's okay, you know what's going on, you know.
Yeah. When really we have no idea,
Yeah. Yeah,
which,
it's all about the knowing and the unknowing. You could
yeah.
boil it all down to that, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It,
One thing that I kind of an odd thing that I noticed recently is it happened very, very quickly and it was gone just as fast as I saw it. Everything's flat and
oh
it's
yeah,
clear.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Uh,
It is so weird.
yeah, I've heard Angelo talk about that. And what it was like for me, it felt like the world was a fishbowl and
Hmm.
my head was the fishbowl.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something weird like that. It's like it's very surreal. Like I was walking a dog one day and if I felt like I was floating down the road or something like it just felt so effortless. It was really
Hmm.
strange, but those surreal moments happen.
Hmm. Where it's just aware.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's nothing being aware. It's just aware.
Yeah, it's just like something
Being.
something is doing you or gosh,
Hmm.
it's so hard to describe, but
Yeah, that's probably the best way I've heard it described this far is something's doing you.
yeah, and it's a feeling, so it's hard to put in words.
Hmm.
But that thing, whatever it is, the surrealness, I'll call it. It happened more and more frequently, just random times,
Hmm.
right up until, well, the seeking ended altogether, um, for lack of a better word. It I don't like talking about it like a happening because it's not.
Hmm.
It's like a the end of something
Hmm.
instead of something beginning. So it's just like the fog lifts more so to say. It feels like,
Hmm.
and it's just like it's really ordinary and it's just obvious that there's no one doing it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that kind of threw me for the longest time was um the ordinariness of it all. I was expecting like
Hmm.
everything to look like crystals everywhere and
Hmm.
I was going to turn into like Mother Teresa and I would be a perfect housekeeper and
Hmm.
just I had all these ideas and thoughts and concepts in my head about what this is and none of them,
No.
there's not a one
Mm-mm.
that sum it up.
Yeah, in fact, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to start talking about it. It was because it was so unlike anything that I imagined.
Hmm.
And we hear all these stories about this, and people try to point, but it's so confusing when you're trying to describe something that's indescribable.
Hmm.
So people take things and run with them, and they make something out of it and create this whole fantasy about how this is going to make me better in all these different ways, and um I'll be unconditionally loving, and I won't procrastinate anymore, and just like
I won't get mad.
yeah, I'll forget what shame is, and uh I mean, it's lovely, it's innocent, it's like a little kid wanting to be a princess or something.
So free,
Yeah.
just free.
Yeah, it's the freedom of wanting and desire and striving and all of it, just the whole drama,
Hmm. Yeah,
the ups and downs, and um it was free to be this way already.
yeah, yeah. It's never not been, and that was kind of a cool thing to notice. That wait a minute, it's always been like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the cosmic joke, you know.
Hmm.
Just like, oh my God, how many billions of years has it taken me to get this joke?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like
It
you
is.
felt like gotcha, like you tricked
Yeah.
yourself or something.
Yeah. I, this has kind of been gradual for me, but
Yeah.
I know it has for you too. But
Hmm.
like the first big, it was a big glimpse.
Hmm.
I, I realized, well, that's not even the right word for it.
Hmm.
There, it was just so amazed. It just amazed me, and I cried, and I was clapping my hands, and I was laughing, and I wasn't doing it. I was not doing it.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
was just happening,
Yeah. Huh.
apparently.
Huh. Did you yeah, I know these awakening experiences can happen different for everybody, and last some of them last longer. Um there was a time at the beginning when I just was like really present, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I was like, and I wasn't thinking, and I was just completely present. I felt like Eckhart Tolle or something, like, and I sat on my porch for about a day and a half. I mean, I came in and used the bathroom and slept and went back out there and stuff. I didn't sit there that long, but I was just like looking at everything, and I was just like, am I enlightened? What is this? But and then I started thinking like, oh, who's gonna live my life? Who's gonna live my
Mhm.
life? And then it all came back, all the whole personality.
Mhm.
And then I had to find a way to get back.
Yep.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that was similar to your experience, but
Yeah, it was kind of like that. That that big glimpse, I was on cloud nine for several weeks, and then
okay, yeah.
after that, it was just like, well, where did it go? You know,
Hmm. Mm,
that's when I guess all the thoughts were just coming back and doing their thing in
yeah.
my life, and
It's so weird
it is weird.
how that happens. I mean, I guess it's all psychological for the most part, but or energetic, but
Hmm.
um how we can have such similar experiences that are just so weird, and then you get sort of to this place where you're like, it's all the same.
Hmm.
You know, all the
Yeah.
states are this.
Yeah.
There's no pinnacle state. They're all this.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. It's the best thing ever.
yeah, it is. There's something so, well, intimate and immediate about it.
Hmm.
Um,
Everywhere you look, bam, bam. It's just,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The miracle of being, really, this is the miracle that we can sit here and talk to each other
Mhm.
and have relationships and stories and love and um all of it, because this is the illusion, so the
Yeah.
object, um y- this is the miracle that we were trying to escape. you know
Hmm.
this is the absolute.
Yeah.
It does feel like love.
It does. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And even like things that you wouldn't typically say, well, this is love. There are some situations and things that I would have never guessed that I would say that about, but I can, I can see it, how
Yeah,
it's everything, everything.
yeah, and it's the freedom for brutality and atrocities and anything we can imagine. um and yeah, it can be cruel and you know painful and brutal and all those things,
Hmm.
but it's the freedom for all of those things that is the love, I guess. It's a
Yeah.
brutal love.
Yeah. Yeah. So all inclusive,
Yeah,
just everything.
yeah,
It's amazing.
it is. I get these, I still get the sort of like a visceral fear that hits me sometimes.
Hmm.
uh, Usually it's just, flow, but sometimes it'll just hit me like holy shit, like I just feel like I don't know, like I'm a speck floating in space or something, and it feel, like that free fall kind of feeling.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very visceral at times.
Hmm.
So strange. This is just so strange.
It is, and we get used to it. All the different states, like dream state, awake state, and we're just like, another day.
Yeah, old hat. It's same old, same old.
But if you think about it, it's bizarre. This whole thing is bizarre.
Hmm. Yeah, I used to think, when I was a kid growing up even, like I would look around and I would kind of wonder, how is this here? And I would ask my parents questions like, how is this here? And they would not know how to answer. They had no idea how to answer that.
Yeah, I think that's common. I remember having those thoughts. Uh,
Yeah.
I would look at my hand and be like, "What the hell is this?" Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I
If
don't
you look at
know.
it long enough, it turns into
Yeah,
something.
and if you just pick any random word, and if you say it enough times, it turns into just like gobbledygook, just
Yeah.
like door. You know what I mean? We just
Yeah.
become so that's the
Conditioned.
comforted reality, huh?
The conditioned.
Yeah, it's the comfort reality that's completely psychic
Hmm.
or psychological, that we know what a word is, what a symbol is, what anything is. Um, you know, we're apparently only these little bodies and these little humans. And I guess we're trying, the mind is just trying to protect us,
Mm-hmm.
from the great unknown.
Yeah. Trying to keep us alive.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. People use the word ego and they'll act like the ego is some devil trying to get them or something. But it's not, this is the reason why we have a species on this planet, because
Mm-hmm.
it knows how to perpetuate itself into the next generation.
It definitely does, you know. Yeah.
Mm.
Survival. We've gotten very good, very good at survival.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I like to sit around and think about, like, what may happen to humans one day, who knows? But it seems like a lot of people are waking up lately.
I'm noticing that. Yeah.
Maybe it's the next step in evolution for us. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I've kind of wondered that before. Like what is this? I have no idea. No clue.
Yeah. It's just like, we're in this unity consciousness, you know, as creatures that are uh, you know, like cats and dogs and animals like that. They're sort of like a pack mentality.
Hmm.
And and then it seems like you add a little bit of self-consciousness to that, and then you have a neurotic, insane animal
Yeah.
that thinks
Yeah,
it
for
knows
sure.
everything.
Yeah.
It
We
feels like
think
the adolescence of the human evolution. Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, we think we're so superior as humans to other mammals and other beings, that are on the earth.
Yeah, they teach us that in Bible school.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I've heard that growing up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we're made in God's image, and yeah,
Hmm.
I think we may have misinterpreted that verse, but
For sure. It's so cool sitting here talking to myself.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, it don't get me thinking about it, because it'll freak me out. It
I
does feel
know.
surreal sometimes, like.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing that's changed, is like when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see an entity there. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Hmm.
see the same thing I've always seen, a body, but
Yeah.
before there was this like layer of neuroticism on top of it. Like, oh my gosh, I
Yes.
gotta be this way, and why can't I just, and I'm getting old, and like whatever, just a million different things. And now it's like looking at a cat or something, like,
Yeah.
yeah, just like you this, you see the life in your eyes, and
Hmm.
just the innocence.
Yeah. Have you ever looked in the mirror and just like been completely like, I don't know what I'm looking at? That's so weird. It's just
Yeah, yeah, I can go there. I can certainly go there. I mean, even humans start to look weird
mhm,
when you kind of throw away the whole structure of what we're supposed to look like, or what we even are.
mhm.
Um, it's almost like we have to, some of that structure has to remain in order for you to, the
Yeah,
conditioned structure of what this is, right? It has,
yeah.
we keep some of it, the parts that are um necessary to navigate and,
Mhm.
open a door for somebody when they walk by or whatever. But yeah, I have noticed that before. It can be freaky. Just look like a
Yeah,
weird alien or something.
yeah, very, very off-putting for a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, like an animal you've never seen before or something. No.
yeah. Is that a zebra doodle? What is that?
Yeah. And it's funny that we can't really ever know ourselves because we are ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the only way we can know ourselves by pretending to be something that we're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Yeah.
liked Leo's description. It's like you're sitting on a horse, but you want to know what is a horse? You're petting the horse, but you keep asking, what is a horse? And
Yeah.
you're sitting there on the thing, but you can't see it. You know, it's just right here.
Yeah, like a fish looking for water.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and then you know, it's so weird when you're seeking and you just don't get it. You just there's something that you do not understand and it's maddening. It can be.
Mm-hmm. It's so uncomfortable.
And the whole thing just really cannot be described. You can tell somebody a million times, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This. And they're like, yeah, but you know, and I don't know. I guess it's just like an energetic thing. It's sort of like that it can't
Yeah,
be
I think
communicated.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I've told that to my husband before too, and he's like, "What are you talking about? What this? What?"
Mm-hmm.
And I just tell him, "This," you know?
Yeah. I remember I wanted to ask, these teachers like, but what do you mean by this? Like, be more specific. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It's such an odd thing. Like, I I'm still just flabbergasted every day.
yeah. It doesn't get old.
No, no, it's always new. It's always fresh. It's just
Mhm. Yeah.
greatest thing ever,
And
but
the
nothing at the same time.
yeah, and it's so fleeting. Um and that can be disturbing,
Hmm.
uh because it's already gone. It's already gone, And
Yeah.
and that's sort of like the free fall of it all,
Mm,
it's um you just can't grasp anything. And
mm.
I mean, it's just the thought that there's something to hold on to, that and that I should be holding on to something that's disturbing when it's believed, but yeah, it's wild and free and chaotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So different from what I expected. Just so different.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, you mean this? Like me being a loser right now? This is it? God, no, tell me no. You mean I actually have to love myself? uh,
Yep, there's no reason not to.
yeah, but the self-love, and I tried that for years, trying to love myself, and it's futile. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But um once I saw like the nature of the mind and how it is automatic, it's natural, it's a survival mechanism. It's just regurgitated symbols and it's random. It's just coming out of nowhere. Like, have you ever had a thought that, I think I'll think a thought now?
Right.
No.
Mm-mm.
So how can you sit there and believe that you are thinking these thoughts and you're the thinker? It's like once you see it, it can't be unseen. you know.
Mhm. Mhm. There was no going back. Yeah.
And I forgot where I was going with that, but I went off on a long tangent and forgot where I was coming from.
You sound kind of like me with my ADHD and
Yeah, I'm the same.
yeah, I'm like a bee, just flower to flower.
Yes, I'm like a squirrel.
Me too.
And
Okay, though.
yeah, I mean,
It
yeah, and
is what it
it seems
is.
to work out so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it can feel just like pure chaos. It's just like those moments of like, holy shit,
Mhm.
like nothing, like nobody is in control of this.
Yeah.
I wonder if those will ever stop happening. That like,
I
yeah,
don't know. I kind of doubt it. There are moments when it's actually scary. A
yeah,
little bit scary.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it makes it all exciting, and it feels like, we put it into stories and frameworks. Everything we say is a story.
Mhm.
Um, we can't talk from that no subject object place. Um, but it just feels like God, if we could put it in the framework of, if it's like, we'll say it's God.
Mhm.
Um, God is an innocent child that's just playing, you know,
Mhm.
alone in eternity. Um, there's probably a better, more poetic way of saying it, but it feels something like that, like just
Yeah.
pure innocence, um,
Yeah.
inconceivable.
Very. Yeah. To try to pin it down or describe just can't happen. It can't be done. It's just indescribable.
Yeah. And sometimes I think I'm just like an asshole for even trying to describe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, well, it's free to be this way, but
Mhm.
I don't want to mislead anybody. You know what I mean? But people are going to be misled um on their own accord, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Um, even the clearest pointings aren't going to bring you to anything really.
Well, yeah, and also I think there are some people who are gonna resonate with messages from this one, but not that one, even
Hmm.
though they're the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I was glad to have all of that stuff when I wanted it. I loved learning about all of it, you know, the different meditation stuff and even like weird channeled stuff. And
Yeah,
I just had a blast, like a little kid and, wondering about things.
so interesting.
It draws
Yeah,
you in.
it does. Yeah, yeah. Especially if all your life, all you've wanted to know is like what's true, what's really, really true.
Yeah. It's like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We have no
And
idea.
you go ahead.
We have no idea what we're approaching. Like, we have to say approach because we're trying to use a word for it, but we have no idea what we're in for, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
Hey, I hate to cut you short, but my husband has tried to call me twice now, and he doesn't normally do that, so I might need to let you go.
Okay. I enjoyed it, Sherry.
Oh my gosh, me too. Me too. Me too.
Hope I didn't knock
Yes.
your head off.
Oh, heck no. No, we're gonna have to do this again because this was fun, and I got to talk about like the most awesome thing in the world, the most awesome thing. Just I am so passionate about it, and I know you are too.
Yeah. We'll talk
Fun.
soon. And maybe I can send you you said you didn't mind if I put it on YouTube or
No, not at all.
okay. I'll send you a link then.
Sounds great. Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Bye, Sherry.
Bye bye.
Much love.
Much love to you.